Hi, this video has been made to show you the improvements in the user experience, both in the form and in the presentation of the application Nominaciones. Additionally, there are new features and data that are necessary for the provision of a better service. In order to have a better response to your logistic needs in the CIAMSA and SERCODEX businesses, a global position will be made in some data. This data is normal in a logistics operation. Some will be mandatory and all will be optional. As long as there is more and more accurate information, the response cycles will be impacted favorably. This is the logon screen. Here you will type your username and your password. Now we get in this new screen where you can see all the exporters linked to the user. Some users will have more, or some users will have less exporters in your startup screen. Then we will select some exporters. This is the new board for the selected sugar mill. Here find all the nominations for your company with this sugar mill, both your own and those of the other users of your company. If you want only your own, just click on this checkbox, My Nominations. If you want to see or look for nominations from another sugar mill without leaving this board, simply select the All Exported checkbox. Now you have all the nominations of all the exporters. You can also filter the status of the nomination. Select here for the status of all nominations, or you can search for date of the nomination. If you have one nomination specific with the number, you can write here the number of the nomination and it will search that nomination. Okay, now we are going to make a nomination. We choose the exporter and we use the top menu here. In this case we're going to, as you can see here, there is new organization of the data. The bill of lading data, it's here in the first tab, quantity data in the second tab, the product data in the third tab, buyer data in the fourth tab, documents, and this is information internal from CIAMSA. Let's see the first tab, bill data. The first sub-tab is data transport. Data transport has here a check mark in which CIAMSA is not the logistic operator. The second field is the transportation type. This is not modifiable. This field cannot be modified for now. And the vessel field. The vessel field, we are going to use a test. Okay. This vessel has two voyage numbers. We are going to use the first one to see that is restricted because the ETA days are less. Okay, this is not a real because vessel doesn't have two voyages in that proximity. But for test purposes, we have created this case. Now we are going to choose the other voyage, and you can see that will be 22 of January. And we are going to go select shipping and each shipping line, set Hamburg Süd and both, and we are going to choose the destination country. The destination country will restrict the final destination and other data for locations, and will ask for other information, and that will be mandatory depending of the country. We are going to choose in this case for see all the cases that will be required, we're going to choose Puerto Rico. Now that we have selected Puerto Rico, we are going to select the destination port, Aguadilla. And now the port operator, in this case we are going to choose CIAMSA. And the booking number. Who will pay the movements? On the loading port, it will be Buenaventura. If you have destination different of the port of destination, you can type here. This is not required, but for these purposes we are going to choose one of the destinations. In this case we are change Mayagüez. It's for test purposes. You can change the name. You can type the name, or you can type the code if you know the code. Okay, the system will assist you in the name. Just make the RMA and it. Okay, you can use the name and you can use the code. For now, we are using the international code for the United Nations, and some names as Brazil is with Z, and the names in Spanish will be updated soon, but we are using these names for the United Nations. Okay, now going to the second vertical tab, and we choose loading at Buenaventura. If have some supervision, just take someone, and the southern arrangement, just take free on board. Now the information of forwarder. The forwarders will have all the information typed like this. You only choose the forwarder, and it will get all the information of that forwarder here. If some information is not accurate or not is the case for this business or this nomination, you can change it here and update this information for purposes of the shipping instructions. Now let's go to the shipper, and now you have the exporter and the shipper is CIAMSA, but you can choose the exporter as the shipper, or let CIAMSA for the shipper. Now let's take a look on the consignee. The consignee have these buttons here, user information. It will get all the user information and fill all the fields with the user information. If all the information is in the user, there are less fields here to fill. Let's make here, in this case, put anything here. As you can see, here is the required marker. It disappears when I fill the field. Now there is a new checkbox here, do not print on BL. This is if you don't want this information will be printed in bill of lading. If you check this, any of this information will be printed on the bill of lading. Now if we are going to Paris and notify Paris, we have the first notify here. Let's get the user information here to fill all the information. Let's fill this one here, this one here, this one here, and this has the checkbox 2 about the not to print in the on BL, on bill of lading. You just check this here, and in the upper section has the checkbox for enable second notify in case that you have second notify. If you enable this, you have all the information here to fill for the second notify, and if is the case, if you have a third notify, you can check this order and you enable the third notify. If you don't need it, you uncheck it and check it, and in this case we are using only one notify. The last tab is charge emission and others. Okay, here is the freight arrangement, and we regularly use collect and prepaid. Is the options for the shippers, and this elsewhere could be the important here is mentioned that is collect or prepaid. If you need prepaid and a payment location will be other place, then you choose prepaid and you choose the location of carwas, the freight payment location. Elsewhere may be managed this way: prepaid in canvas or collect in canvas. Okay, the emission of BL will be destination, origin. If you choose destination, it automatically set the port of discharge. If you choose origin, we'll choose the port of loading. This is the number of originals of the BL, number of copies of the BLs. This is a new one, is the separation of the bill of landings. Regularly you have one BL, but you can choose split the BLs by kilograms, by each number of containers, by each container, by presentation of the product, or by type of the product. In this case we choose one BL, and this is one is for freight as agreed in case that you need freight as agreed, and this is for seaway bill in case that you want to make a seaway bill. Just check and go to the quantity data. This is the number of containers. Just choose 4. You just click in another field and choose 200 bags and just 25 here. Calculate that 100 tons. These are the packing instructions. You must type some instructions here. In this case, we are not going to put anyone. Then we are going to select the products. In this case, we're any product. We are going to pack all. Okay, here we are going to make some separations here. We are going to pack 50 tons of this product in bags of 50 kilograms, and anything here one, and we are here going to write the description of the product. This description will be as we will be printed in the bill of lading. Now we have the product, and now we are going to pack another product, and we are packing here in big bags. Price here, and is product 2. We just add here, and now we have the products complete. Now the information of the buyer is not modifiable, and now we are here in the Documents tab. Here we can choose all the documents here, and if you don't want any information additional, we don't have to fill all this information. But if you need some document emitted to on behalf of another person, you choose here notify buyer consignee. By default is consignee. If you have some instruction, a special instruction through that document, you fill it here. These are limited fields, must not be extended here. Other thing is that please use the notes for the document in the field for that document. Do not use only one field because the fields are limited and will be truncate if you exceed the length of the field. Then you can choose for any document if you like to include the numbers of the containers, the seals of that containers, and the lots. And there's here a reference. If you choose, should you write here something in the in that document, in this case the certificate of origin, we'll see a file in the document that tells reference my reference 111. If you type here, if you need a special field like purchase order, you choose here and write your purchase order. If you have another document that is not here, you can here my other document. In this case, choose notify is to whom, and note for this document is in this case we don't need anything more, and we leave it here. Now here you will find report to who. This is to who will send drafts of the documents for revision. It will be sent by email. In this case you can choose buyer, notify, consignee. Or if you have another person that will be reported the documents, you choose here other person, name, address, phone, email, fax, because we don't have this data for the other person. And you can write here until 5 emails additionals to report the documents. Okay, just in this case we all use one person additional. This is for report the documents. And now to who will send the original document, buyer, consignee, notified, or other person. Now we have filled all the information for this nomination. In case that we have forgotten some field and we try to save, the system will tell us what information. In this case we are going to leave this field unfilled to show you what the system will do. The system will not save and mark this field that you must fill. Now we fill it, and now we are going to choose the person we are going to send the nomination. In this case we are going to send it to the person in the sugar mill. Now this nomination has been in a state radicado. Now we have our nomination presented, and the sugar mill at the time will proceed to verification of subsequent approval. This is all the new features for the application. Thank you for seeing this, and any comments and suggestions, please refer to CIAMSA. We hope that these new improvements will allow us to provide a service of greater quality and efficiency. Until the next time, bye. Thank you very much.